These are 100 plus things that you need to know about Black Ops 6 Zombies. We're going to talk about new perks, upgrade systems, Easter egg rewards, bosses, Gobblegums, wonder weapon blueprints, and so much more. But first, if you want to stay fully up to date with everything Black Ops 6, make sure to unlock that subscribe button. Now, real quick, before we get into this and I just start blasting a bunch of new information at you, let me quickly explain to you the very basics of Black Ops 6 Zombies. There's going to be 2 round-based maps at launch, Liberty Falls and Terminus Island. Terminus Island is the big map. They've stated this might be the biggest round-based map they've ever made. The other map, Liberty Falls, is a smaller map. However, both of these maps will have a main Easter egg quest at launch with different permanent rewards you can unlock. And these might be pretty crazy rewards, but we'll get a little bit more into that later in the video. There's so much for us to go over and talk about that I'm not even sure where to start. So let's start simple with the progression system. One of the biggest questions I had for Black Ops 6 is player level progression shared between MP and zombies? And yes, it is. So if you play zombies and get to level 30, then you load up and go to MP, you're still going to be level 30 and vice versa. This also means that weapon levels are shared as well. So if you play a bunch of zombies, you max rank a bunch of weapons, unlock a bunch of attachments, then you go to play multiplayer, you're still going to have all those weapon levels unlocked at MP, and you're still going to have all those attachments. The max rank in Black Ops 6 is 55. So once you hit level 55, you have the option to prestige. And yes, this does make you prestige in all modes. So if you prestige in zombies, you're also going to be prestiging in MP as well. There's 10 total prestiges in Black Ops 6. However, once you get to prestige 10, you're then able to grind an extra 1,000 levels with even more bonus rewards for you to unlock. Moving on, there's a new special weapon you can get. Manglers are back. However, this time around, when you kill a Mangler, they can actually drop their cannon on the ground for you to pick up. And this goes into a special weapon spot. So it's not taking your primary or your secondary, and you can pull it out whenever you need it. And this does a giant large blast onto zombies, doing a ton of damage. However, it has a limited amount of shots. I think you only get 3 shots with it and then it goes away. Now let's talk about wonder weapons. This is the Beam Smasher. It's the main wonder weapon for the Terminus Island map. It's a laser style wonder weapon with a bunch of moving parts on it. It can be obtained from the mystery box. The Beam Smasher has 3 different functions. The first function is the main way to use it. When you fire the weapon, it fires a yellow steamy beam that penetrates zombies and does a ton of damage. I gotta watch this thing in action and it melted bosses. This looks like a really fun wonder weapon to use and it looks really strong. The next function is a secondary fire mode. When you switch this on and shoot the weapon, it makes it emit a sonic wave that slows down enemies, and it also makes them more vulnerable to all types of damage. This secondary fire mode's probably going to be more useful in co-op, but who knows, maybe there's going to be some solo strats that use this as well. Then the Beam Smasher also has a bonus function. When you run out of ammo, it's going to release a large wave of energy, stunning and knocking zombies down near you. So it's kind of like Electric Cherry, but it's just built into this weapon by default. And one thing I will say about the wonder weapon, it does seem to run out of ammo pretty quickly. Now this next thing I'm not 100% sure about, but there appears to be a Gobblegum that guarantees for you to get the wonder weapon out of the box. From this footage, you can see a player popping a red Gobblegum, hitting the mystery box, and they get the Beam Smasher. This might mean a few different things, like maybe the Gobblegum just makes it where you get rare weapons from the box, but if I had to guess, this Gobblegum guarantees for you to get the Beam Smasher. Now, while we're talking about wonder weapons, you could probably already guess this, but yes, the ray gun is coming back in Black Ops 6 Zombies. It also has a new inspect that's really cool. You take out one of the ammo cartridges and you get a better look at it. Now, while I was playing Black Ops 6 Zombies, I was lucky enough to get to use the ray gun. Somehow I managed to get it out of my very first box hit on the map, and the ray gun felt really strong. It feels like the ray gun in this game is going to be just about as strong as it was in Cold War. However, I didn't get to go to the higher rounds, so maybe the ray gun does trail off as you start to go higher and higher into the rounds, but for my usage, it felt strong. Ammo crates are also making a return around the map, so just like in Cold War and Modern Warfare Zombies, there's going to be ammo crates around the map where you can trade your points to get full ammo, and you can buy ammo for wonder weapons, and it's still going to cost 10,000 essence, just like in Cold War. There's a new support item called the Mutant Injection. This straight up turns you into a Mangler for a limited time. It works like a kill streak from Cold War Zombies. You can use salvage to craft one at a crafting table that you can then use at any time. It obviously has a ton of health, There's 2 different attack modes, the left arm for melee, and the right arm is used to charge and blast all over zombies with the cannon. Third person mode is back. Just like in Modern Warfare Zombies, you can switch between first person and third person at any time, but this time around you're able to do it in round-based zombies, and this is probably going to look pretty cool with Omni movement. The Rampage Inducer from Cold War Zombies is returning, but this time around it's going to be on the maps at launch. This is a device that makes the zombies run at high speeds even at the lower rounds. The goal of this device is to make the game more challenging if you want to. Now let's move on to another big topic that a lot of people have been asking questions about, the Create a Class system. Yes, you are going to be able to spawn in with any loadout weapon that you want, and you're going to be able to put attachments on it just like Cold War. But more importantly, there's also going to be zombie builds. This system is just like Black Ops 4 zombie kits. In the zombies menu, you'll be able to customize camos, blueprints, charms, stickers, and attachments for every single weapon in the entire game. Then when you're playing zombies and you get a weapon out of the box or buy a weapon off the wall, it will be exactly like you customized it in the menu. So it's not going to be like Cold War Zombies, where when you picked up a weapon, you then had to pause and hit apply blueprint to have it customized. The second you pick it up, it's going to be exactly like you customized it in the menu, and it's going to have the attachments you want on it. This whole zombie build system is also optional. You don't have to make any zombie builds if you want a more classic zombies experience. There's not going to be any backpack system like there is in Modern Warfare Zombies, so you can't hold on to multiple types of grenades and pick up random items around the map. Now let's talk about some quality of life changes coming to Black Ops 6 Zombies. You can now share door buys. You have the option to only pay for half of a door buy, then someone else on your team can come by and pay for the other half. Door buys are now on the scoreboard, so you can see who is buying and who is not buying doors on your team. Salvage has been simplified. There's now only one type of salvage, so it's not like Cold War where there's green and blue salvage. There's only one type. Salvage ammo drops and armor plates are now player-specific drops, so when you see these on the ground, only you can collect them. This is to stop other players from stealing them or fighting over resources. You now have a dedicated melee slot. This is a weapon slot only for melee weapons that you can pull out whenever you want. So you can now have 2 primary weapons, but still have a melee weapon without having Mule Kick. Now, speaking of Mule Kick, it wasn't in the game. Most of the other perks from Cold War Zombies were, but Mule Kick wasn't. Getting to round 100 in Black Ops 6 Zombies should be harder than it was getting to round 100 in Cold War. One of the ways they're making this harder is by limiting the amount of self-revives you can craft. You can now only craft 3 self-revives per game, whereas in Cold War Zombies, you could craft unlimited per game. You can now turn off Pack-a-Punch camos in the menu. This will make it so it doesn't change your camo when you Pack-a-Punch in game. However, you can also still just punch the Pack-a-Punch machine in game to stop it from using the Pack-a-Punch camo as well. You can now join a friend's game at any time as long as it's not a solo game. This works even if you've already been disconnected from that match. This join a friend feature also works on any round. Cold War had an option where you could join a friend's game, but that only worked if they were still on a low round. You can change the field upgrade that you're using mid-game again. This will reset the charge progress though. The Pack-a-Punch machine no longer has a menu, so you can Pack-a-Punch instantly just by interacting with the machine. The Pack-a-Punch prices seem to be the same prices from Cold War. Here's all of the Pack-a-Punch camos for Terminus Island. Tier 1 is a green flowing liquid. Tier 2 is orange. Tier 3 is purple, and it kind of looks a little bit like Dark Ether. Now let's talk about some of the unlock systems in Black Ops 6 Zombies. You guys know these are the types of things that I get most excited about. Reticle customization is back, so you're going to be able to unlock and use custom reticles for sites in Zombies. Dark Op challenges are confirmed to be back in Zombies. These are challenges that you can't see the requirement for until you unlock them. Zombie calling card challenges are back. This in and of itself isn't surprising, but they also stated there will be a 100%er mastery calling card at launch. So if you do every single zombie challenge and unlock all of the calling cards, you will unlock a mastery 100%er calling card, and that will be ready at the launch of Black Ops 6. Zombies will also have daily challenges for XP at launch as well. The intel system from Cold War is back, but this time with some updates. All intel you find will relate to the map you find it on, and the intel itself will be less random than it was in Cold War. Zombies will have a camo system with mastery camos. We pretty much already knew this, but what was interesting is they stated these are some of the best mastery camos they've ever made. So take that for what you will. Now let's talk about a massive new feature coming to Black Ops 6 Zombies, Save and Quit. Yes, you will now be able to save a game of zombies. This feature allows you to stop playing and save your solo game of zombies. You will then be able to start up and continue where you left off when you're ready to open that save. However, saves are only for solo games and you're only able to have one saved match of zombies at a time. But you can still play MP and load into another match of zombies while you have an active save, but you can't make any more save games without replacing your other save. Solo games have a pause feature for smaller breaks, like using the bathroom, answering the door, and so on, but save and quit is meant for longer breaks. And we haven't even got to the best part about the save and quit feature yet. If you crash or the internet gets disconnected while you're playing a solo match of Black Ops 6 Zombies, the game will automatically make a save game for you. However, there are a few caveats. You can't make a save game unless you're at full health. This is to stop people from trying to abuse it. So let's say you get in a corner, you're one hit away from dying. You can't just Alt F4 or unplug your Ethernet cord. There are some restrictions here. Co-op games do not become solo games if all other players in the match leave. Using the save and quit feature also leaves a stamp on your records. So if you beat your highest personal round on a given zombies map, and in that match you use the save and quit feature, there will be a stamp showing that it was used. Next up, we've got another new big system to go over, the Augment system. This is what's replacing the tier upgrade system from Cold War. Augments are permanent upgrades to perks, ammo mods, and field upgrades. Each one of these have 6 augments each, 3 major and 3 minor. So every perk will have 3 major augments and 3 minor. Every ammo mod will have 3 major and 3 minor augments. And every field upgrade will have 3 major and 3 minor augments. However, the catch is you can only pick 1 major and 1 minor augment for each. So every perk, you're only able to pick 1 of the major augments and 1 of the minor. Every ammo mod, you can only pick 1 of each, and same thing for the field upgrades. The major augments are meant to be big changes. For example, here are the 3 major augments for the Energy Mine field upgrade. You guys know Energy Mine. It's a field upgrade that allows you to place a mine on the ground. If zombies get close to the mine, it explodes and kills the zombie. The first major augment for Energy Mine turns it into a scatter mine. So once the mine goes off, it scatters into more explosions. The next major augment for Energy Mine makes it so when you activate it, it becomes 3 mines that spin in a circle around you, dealing damage to everything that gets near you. Then the final major augment for Energy Mine makes it become a turret that goes on the ground and shoots at zombies, kind of like a sentry gun. So depending on which one of these 3 major augments you choose, it completely changes how Energy Mine works. Next, we've got the minor augments. These are smaller stat-based changes, like it will make a field upgrade last longer, make it do more damage, or it might give you an extra charge for a field upgrade. Now, here's how you unlock these augments. It's done via Augment Research. In the main menu, you're going to select what perk / ammo mod / field upgrade that you want to start unlocking augments on, and now you just play the game. For example, let's say you select Juggernaut in the research menu. Now as you play zombies and get XP, you'll start getting progress towards unlocking all 6 augments for the Juggernaut perk. There will be more than 100 of these augments in Black Ops 6 Zombies at launch, with even more coming post-launch, so that's a lot of different ways you can play this game. We also know one of the major augments for Brain Rot. It gives you the ability to turn elite enemies friendly. Before, Brain Rot only worked on special enemies and lower. They're adding a new perk called Melee Macchiato. When you buy the perk, the machine moves and punches the air. Melee Macchiato gives you a powerful punch attack when you melee. It also sends zombies flying into the air. On top of this, it even boosts damage to your dedicated melee weapon as well. We're getting a new ammo mod called Shadow Rift. This is a crowd control type ammo mod. It does shadow damage, which is a new elemental type. So just like Deadwire gives your weapon electricity damage and makes your weapon using Deadwire do more damage to enemies like Disciples because they're weak to electricity, Shadow Rift will make your guns do more damage to enemies weak to shadow damage. The proc effect of Shadow Rift teleports zombies away. Some of these zombies will reappear high up in the air and fall to the ground at a high speed. We even know some of the augments for Shadow Rift. The first major augment makes it so falling zombies target and land on the heads of other zombies. Another one of the major augments for Shadow Rift makes it so zombies explode when they fall to the ground. We're getting a new field upgrade called Dark Flare. This field upgrade also does shadow elemental damage. Dark Flare is a pure damage type field upgrade, meaning its main goal is just to deal damage. When used, it gives you a gun that shoots a shadow beam for you to hit zombies with. We also know some of the augments for Dark Flare as well. The first major augment makes it so the shadow beam gun also heals teammates when shot. The second major augment for Dark Flare makes the shadow beam gun fire a ball of shadow energy instead. Moving on, let's talk about traps. There's a new tentacle door trap. This is a tentacle monster that's stuck in a vent, and activating the trap will electrocute and anger the tentacle monster, causing it to hang down and grab zombies. Be careful because the tentacles can also grab and hold onto you as well. If this happens, you want to shoot/melee the tentacles to be released. Or like pretty much any other trap in COD history, you can crouch or slide under the tentacle trap and it's not going to grab you. The other new trap being the Void Cannon. This is a giant cannon that shoots 2 charged lasers. These lasers give off so much energy that they make black holes at the base. These black holes suck up zombies into the void, killing them instantly. We were also told that something happens if a player gets too close to these black holes. I'm not 100% sure what it is, but if I had to guess, it probably teleports you somewhere random on the map. Now, moving on, let's talk about Easter eggs and main quest. They stated that Terminus Island has some of, if not the most amount of side quests ever put in a zombies map before. Take that for what you will. They're also trying to make the main quest harder than what they were in Cold War Zombies. The game no longer ends when you finish the main quest. You can keep playing after finishing the Easter egg if you want to. Now, something new that they're trying is they're making a guided mode for the main quest. This mode is called Guided Mode, and its only goal is to help new people beat the main quest on the map. The Guided Mode version of a map is not released at its launch. Guided mode for a map will come out weeks or months after the map's launch. This is to give people time to figure out the Easter egg naturally. Guided mode gives you a full walkthrough for the Easter egg. It gives you objectives telling you exactly what to do. All the side Easter eggs are locked in guided mode. Rounds are limited. There will be a round cap until players hit certain progression points. For example, you will keep looping round 3 until the first step of the main quest is done. Round 15 is the max round you can get in guided mode. Like I said, this mode is just meant to get new players playing zombies. If you're an experienced player, guided mode really isn't for you. Now, moving on to Easter egg rewards, they're better. They're way better than what we had in Cold War. There are Easter egg rewards for both modes, normal and guided. The normal mode has better rewards, of course, like a wonder weapon skin you can unlock for beating the Easter egg on Terminus Island. Yes, for the first time ever, we are getting skins for wonder weapons, and it sounds like you'll be able to unlock it for free just by beating the main quest. And the way they made this sound, I think this skin's going to be for the ray gun. If so, once you unlock this and apply it to your ray gun in the zombie builds menu, then load in game and get the ray gun, it should have this skin on it. This, in my opinion, is easily one of the best Easter egg rewards we've ever gotten in zombies. Like I said, there will also be rewards you unlock for beating the quest in guided mode as well. However, I assume these rewards are going to be less crazy. The Easter egg rewards you unlock are themed around the map you unlock them on. There's even an exclusive limited time calling card you can only unlock for beating the main quest on a map before the guided mode is released. Once the guided mode has been released for that map, you'll never be able to get that calling card again. And every future DLC map will have a guided mode, meaning there is a limited time exclusive calling card you can unlock for every map. Next, let's rapid fire through some things that are pretty small but still worth mentioning. Grenades were really strong. Pretty much every type of lethal equipment I picked up and used did massive damage to zombie hordes. There's now a flying parasite round in place of the dog rounds. These rounds also make a thick green smog cover the map. Just like in Origins, you can find shovels around the map and use these to dig up piles of bones. When I played, I dug up multiple of these piles, but all I ever got was vermin to come out of them. There's also trials just like in Cold War. Unfortunately, I didn't get to mess around with these that much. Not sure how you start a trial or if they're just automatic. You can see the trial location from a giant beam of light in the sky. It's not the same as the mystery box. The mystery box is a light blue. This is more of a purple light. There's new actions for emotes just like Black Ops 4. There's 5 emote slots you can use in zombies. They're like gestures, but you move your full body. There was sprays, also just like from Black Ops 4. It tags the spray on whatever you're looking at. There was 5 slots for sprays in zombies. The Terminus map had ether-like stations to turn on power to a certain location. Just walk up and interact with it to activate it. Then you've got to defend it from zombies. There was a new type of enemy, but they didn't give us an official name for it. So I'm just going to call it the Meaty Boss Boy. The Meaty Boss Boy had many heads, many arms, and many feet. It also had a massive set of teeth in the middle of its body. It ran after you at high speeds. He can also grab you and pull you towards him so that he can bite you. When you kill it, it melts into a red misty fog and leaves a big pile of bones on the ground. This was the hardest enemy type that we got to fight when we played. I'm guessing it's probably an elite. Zombies can now evolve. Some zombies are infected with an organism. When you kill the zombie, that organism comes out and it turns into a vermin. Vermin are spider-like crawly things, and if you let these vermin live too long, they have a chance to turn into a parasite. These can fly and attack you at range. Now, a new feature that we didn't ask for, but I'm really glad that they added, is game over outros. When you die and lose the game, it will take the last zombie that killed you and play a cutscene of that zombie ripping you apart. This even works with other types of enemies, so if a mangler was the last zombie to kill you, it will show a cutscene of the mangler destroying you. Now let's go over exactly how Gobblegums are going to work in Black Ops 6. All Gobblegums are going to be consumable, meaning there's no classic gums like in Black Ops 3, so you have to have the Gobblegums to be able to use them. All Gobblegums can be earned in game. How you earn Gobblegums is just by playing the game. Each time you finish a round, you have a chance to earn a Gobblegum or multiple Gobblegums. There is no liquid divinium. You earn Gobblegums directly. So when you earn a Gobblegum in game, you only receive the gum you earned. There is no currency to unlock these outside of game. This is the biggest change when it comes to Gobblegums. They are not consumed when you pick them up. So if you spin the Gobblegum machine and get a gum, you just pick it up. It's not used right away. Once you pick up a Gobblegum, it kind of works like a kill streak from multiplayer. You can now press a button and use this Gobblegum at any time. You can hold up to 3 Gobblegums on you at a time, and these can be used in any order. The best part is, if you pick up a Gobblegum in game and don't use it, it doesn't take it away from your total count. So for example, let's say you have 10 Perkaholics and you load into a game of zombies. You go up to the Gobblegum machine, use it, and out comes one of your Perkaholics. You pick it up, add it to your inventory, but you never use it and you never activate it. When the game ends, you'll still have 10 Perkaholics. Gobblegums are only used once you activate them. Just like Black Ops 3, you still have to make a pack of 5 Gobblegums to bring into game with you. Then when you hit the machine, you get one of these 5 gums at random. However, what is new this time is you can swap your Gobblegum packs in game at any time. So you can have a set of 5 Gobblegums that you want to use for lower rounds. Then you can switch to a different set of 5 gums that you want to use for higher rounds later in the game. So in Black Ops 3, you could only use 5 different Gobblegums in a match. Whereas in Black Ops 6, if you make enough packs, you could pretty much use every single Gobblegum in a single match. Oh wait, there's more. Some of the old classic Gobblegums are back and they've been buffed. Respin cycle from Black Ops 3 is back. This is a Gobblegum that allowed you to respin the mystery box if you didn't like the weapon you got. However, in Black Ops 6, it still does this, but now it makes the new weapon 1 tier rarity higher. So if you get a blue tier weapon out of the box, use Respin Cycle, it's going to give you a new weapon, and that new weapon is now going to be purple rarity. You might already know this, but it's worth mentioning anyway. The Terminus Island map will feature a main dedicated crew, Weaver, Gray, Carver, and a new character, Maya. There will also be a support crew helping you out. Peck, but he's good now. Then we have Strauss and Raptor 1. The main goal of all these characters is to kill Edward Richthofen. That's the main setup for the storyline of Black Ops 6. There's a lot of water on the Terminus Island map, and this is playable space, so there's now a tactical raft that is used as the main means of travel to get to POIs. This is the first time we've ever had a player-controlled vehicle in a round-based map. Using these boats, you can travel out of bounds and die. Look out for the orange buoys with red flashing lights to mark the out of bounds area. Little bit of heads up, the boats don't go backwards that fast, so if you do drive out of bounds, I highly recommend trying to turn the boat around than trying to put it in reverse, because if you try to put it in reverse, you're probably going to die. You can summon these boats on demand. A lot of the docks are going to have a little thing you can interact with. Pay 500 essence and it's going to spawn a boat. Now, another thing you want to watch out for, you don't want to stay in the water for too long, or a tentacle monster that spits toxic smog is going to spawn in and chase you. But if you go back on land, this tentacle monster is going to go away. There's also a new living world feature. This is meant to make the map feel more alive. You'll see zombies attacking NPC players around the map when you first load an area. Each time you play, these will be different. Looks like these dead NPCs also drop weapons that you can pick up. Zombies is going to have HUD presets. You can change your HUD to different pre-made presets. One of these is a Black Ops 3 style HUD. You can also toggle off the health bars and damage numbers if you don't want to see them. So if you don't want to see health bars on zombies and you don't want to see damage numbers every time you shoot a zombie, you can just turn them off. These next set of changes and confirmations aren't categorized. They're just kind of random. There are rappel lines on the Terminus Island map that you can use to get to the docks faster. The arsenal has a personality now and it will talk to you. It's a drill instructor and it can tell if you have enough salvage to upgrade your weapon, and it will tell you to do so if you can. Buying ammo mods is no longer in the Pack-a-Punch machine. These have been moved to the Arsenal station, and you use salvage to get them, not points. Armor upgrades are no longer in the Arsenal. These are now wall buys that you have to buy with points. They also have multiple locations you can buy them around the map. If I remember correctly, tier 2 armor costed 4,000 essence and tier 3 armor costed 10,000 essence. You can also just go straight to a tier 3 armor wall buy and skip tier 2 armor entirely, but it costs a little bit more than 10k. The Wonder Fizz machine is back, and it's on this wreck ship all the way in the back. This shipwreck also has a tier 3 armor wall buy. Lose changes in the game, so the first person to lay down at each perk machine is going to get a small amount of points. And another thing I've seen a lot of people asking, no, there is not a perk limit. It's just like Cold War and Modern Warfare Zombies. You can buy and use every single perk in the entire game at the same time. So with that, that's pretty much everything we currently know about Black Ops 6 Zombies. If you want to see any more videos like this in the future and stay fully up to date with all things Black Ops 6, make sure to unlock that subscribe button and let me know, out of everything we talked about in this video, what are you most excited about? Thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of the day. Peace.
Lego unlocked. He's Lego unlocked. It's going to unlock all these camos.